One up for
I
us.
would. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This item is a presentation from the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce on a community scorecard they have put together that measures progress and work in key areas to lead to a diverse economy and create a vibrant community. Today, we're joined by Sue Dick, President and CEO of the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce. Good to see you, Sue. And Jay Smith, who's the chairman, and Jay is going to provide the presentation.
Mr. Smith, thank you so much for joining us today. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, Mr. Manager. Thank you for everything you all have done the past year on behalf of the business community. You all have stepped up in a major way. This was a major curveball that all of us were thrown, and can't thank you enough for all the leadership you all have shown and the outreach and the communication you've provided. So first of all, thank you. Similar to you all, when COVID hit, we as businesses and as the chamber, we were all at that stage where we're all trying to manage and battle and keep people employed and do all those things that we were trying to do in that unprecedented time. At that same time, we kind of really took a look at ourselves and what we were doing and what we needed to be doing to support our business community. So we pulled together and took a hard look, and really started formulating what we wanted to do going forward the next few years as a community and as a chamber. So we looked very hard at our mission and vision and kind of what our priorities are going forward. Of course, our mission is to lead and promote the success of business, driving a higher quality of life for our community. That's a big component, again, of what we're all trying to do, and of course you are trying to do as a commission body to really improve the lives of our community. We're trying to do that as a business community. We changed what we really wanted to focus on. Our three key strategic priorities are talent, workforce, and education. Again, that's something we've always paid really close attention to. Of course, economic competitiveness and business climate, making sure we're creating a climate that allows people to thrive, to drive new business, and to engage and grow their own businesses here in the community. And the last one is something that Mr. Bibler spoke about specifically, is our focus on the community and prosperity, something how we as businesses can really engage and really change that dynamic. So from that, we really wanted to look at something that we could really focus on, not only as a business community, but again, with you all, the city, of course, the county and the school board, to really have some key driving numbers that we wanted to look for. So what we created is what we want to call our community scorecard. This is something that we update on a monthly basis that we're going to share. We'll come and speak to you all and talk about the highlights and successes, but also some of the challenges we're all facing. This is information that OEV provides, DEO provides, and the Florida Chamber Foundation. And what we did is we combined a lot of these stats, and what we wanted to look at is the three main categories here. The top line, as you all see, is jobs. What we're doing as a jobs focused on the private sector jobs that we're creating. Also, the number of minority businesses our community is creating. That's something we want to put a heavy emphasis and focus on, is driving the number of minority businesses we have in our community. Of course, unemployment rate, which we've talked a lot about here lately, has gone down in February, and so it's a great number as we're coming out of COVID, and the businesses are all getting up and running, which is tremendous for our community. The second line is something, again, that typically, businesses haven't really paid close attention to. And again, I know the CSC brought a lot of this forward as well, but this is something that we want all of us to be focused on, is what we're doing on the education level and what we're doing to support our school system when the children show up at kindergarten. That kindergarten readiness score is something that we really want to drive towards that 100% goal. So when they show up for school, they're ready. And I think CSC is doing something very, we're going to work on that very closely, and this is something as businesses and I'll talk about a key function we're talking about doing with the Leon County school system this fall. But again, that follows through into third grade reading scores and high school graduation rate. Again, the students aren't showing up prepared and ready. It's hard. Once they hit that third grade reading component, it's hard to ever have them come back and achieve success. So we want to make sure we're preparing those students before they ever get there. And then the last one is something the governor's focused on, the post-secondary attainment rate for our community, making sure that our community and our citizens have either had the chance to go to a secondary education. We're providing workforce development for them, and a key focus of how we're working there. The last line is more on that community and prosperity side, poverty rate, crime, and the GDP our community is creating. Again, these are things that we just want all of us focused on, all of us talking about, all of us driving our daily decisions. kind of our mission statement as a community that we need to be focused on improving these numbers and driving growth for all of our community. We're proud that we've worked with a lot of the different associations in town. We've pay a lot of time and attention to working closely with the Capital City Chamber and the Big Bend Minority Chamber. We're meeting with them on a monthly basis, talking about joint goals that we can all work together on and drive forward. One of those was a joint PSA that we did. I think it's teed up to be able to run real quick for you all based on the CARES Act money that we were able to provide for the community.
The Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, along with our friends at the Capital City Chamber and Big Bend Minority Chamber, want to encourage small business owners to contact your financial institution for support and assistance in filing for Payroll Protection Plan, often referred to as PPP.
If you receive funding in the first draw of PPP, you are still eligible and can apply for financial support again. Funds can be used to help payroll costs, including benefits, mortgage interest, rent, utilities, and worker protection costs due to COVID-19.
Don't delay. The deadline to submit to the Small Business Administration is March 31st. Please contact your financial institution to determine if you qualify and to start the process. We are proud of our small business owners. Thank you for what you do for our community.
Thank you, Sue Dick.
Katrina Tuggerson.
Antonio Jefferson.
Again, that's a key thing that we've done together as a tri body to really come together and try to assist the community. A few other things I wanted to highlight. Next is what we're calling Talent Hub 2030. This is another grant through the PPP CARES Act that we were able to work with our community. And what it's doing is it's connecting the employers and the employees, potential employees in our community. And it's also connecting a number of not-for-profit support organizations like Tempo, which of course you all know very well here, connecting Tempo, Lively, and TCC, and really connecting the dot between potential employees and the opportunities and grants that are out there for training and workforce development, and then connecting those with employers. So there's a lot of programs out there that are out here in our community, but this is really driving that connection of all of these push points here. Specifically with the city and how this impacts one of your projects, again, as you all know, the Tallahassee Police Department project is something that my company is working closely with you all on. We are using Talent Hub currently right now to connect employees with the subcontractors that are going to be on that project and use this training opportunity to really connect the dot on what we were pushing for with our Disadvantaged Workers program and our externship program. So we're not only making an impact on that first dollar that you all are funding and providing on that new construction project, but it's a dollar that's going to have ripple effect because we're training people that are going to have jobs for the long term. So again, this is something we're really proud of and we're pushing forward. The next one is Classroom Connection. So we're working closely with Leon County Schools. We're planning in the fall to have every kindergarten classroom adopted by a business. So that classroom is specifically connected to a business where they're reading to those, they're mentoring, they're providing assistance financially, and also making sure those students know that the community cares, and again, engaging those students early on so we're making that impact on that third grade reading score. Another component that we're proud of that we've been working closely with you all on, we've worked very closely with Karen Jamunville and Bill Pable on their outreach effort they're looking for in the proposed neighborhood compatibility ordinance. Again, this is something you all have done a great job of engaging all of us so we can come up with a great ordinance that's going to be successful for our community. So thank you to you all, and thank you specifically to Karen and Bill for their leadership on that. And lastly is something that I wanted to highlight that specifically a few key individuals in this room are part of. Next Tuesday, we are having our professional women's forum called Breaking Barriers, Women in Leadership. We're going to feature Renata Marshall, Cassandra Jackson, and Kara Jamunville next week. And of course, Commissioner Diane Williams-Cox is also going to be a part of that and be a key component of introducing these three great ladies and what they're doing. And again, thank you for you all for showing that leadership and highlighting the leadership of women in our community and the leadership. So I just wanted to thank you all again for everything you're doing. We're going to come back to you all and update you on this monthly scorecard. But again, thank you, and let's keep driving this community forward for everybody. Any questions?
Jay, thank you so much. Mr. Smith, thank you so much, and thank you for your leadership as the chair of the chamber. And we appreciate the relationship of all three chambers and the great work that you're doing. There's no action item on this. It's simply a presentation, but we'll open it up for questions and discussion. Commissioner Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I, first of all, wanted to thank you, Jay, for your leadership with the Chamber, and Sue for her many years of administrative support for the Chamber and the role that you've played in the community. I'm so glad to see that you're expanding that role and looking at issues like poverty and reading, partnering with the minority chambers, expanding business opportunities, job opportunities throughout the community. So I just want to commend you all on your expanded vision for the Tallahassee Chamber and what you have outlined here today, and we look forward to working with you
Yes, sir.
on those issues.
Yes, sir.
The other issue that I wanted to ask you about was the presentation that Bart made earlier concerning the poverty reduction initiative. Where do you anticipate you all's role being in that as the convening organization? Because I know he's talked to me about an umbrella organization that would convene sort of a roundtable, if you will, of organizations throughout the community to begin to address the issue of poverty and poverty reduction. So have you all determined what role the Chamber will play in that?
Not specifically with Mr. Bibler. We've had several meetings with Mr. Bibler and a lot of communication together on how it's going to look like and what, who's going to take the lead and all those things.
Okay.
The big thing is we've got to drive the focus on what we're doing to impact it. So this new committee that we've created is just getting their feet underneath them.
Okay.
So we're letting them kind of establish some key goals there and then really work closely with individuals like Mr. Bibler to, we're calling it Leon, Prosperity Leon. We can tagline it whatever we want, whatever we think the community can really get in behind, but we've got to change the impact on,
Sure.
For everybody in our community. And it's all about jobs at the end of the day, though. Jobs drive prosperity, they drive education opportunities. So these are all things that are tied together, and that's why that scorecard kind of has all of those key components together. So we've got to be hitting on all those points really to change that poverty rate.
Okay. Well, I hope that you all will be able to work together
Of course.
in addition to because there are other organizations in our community that are addressing this same issue as well. And we kind of found that out, how there's silos
Yes,
being
sir.
created, and everybody has an initiative when, even with our homeless issue, we've learned that, we've all got to be working together and we're all rowing in the same direction to address
Yes, sir.
community issues like that. So, rather than starting 2 or 3 or 4 whole new initiatives, that we come together and
Yes,
work
sir.
together in a common fashion
I
to
completely agree.
address those issues.
I think that's one of my goals this year is to break as many silos as I can
Right.
to get everybody in the same room.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Excellent. Any other questions or comments?
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Smith, great job. And Ms. Dick, thank you for all you do as well.